Hello, welcome, and very good evening to this hopefully rather short video on my two GameGears. I acquired a couple of years ago a broken, rather cheap GameGear. That was this one here. It had multiple failures. The electrolytic capacitors have leaked all over the board, same as with this one. The display was actually broken, and in the process of recapping, I accidentally destroyed the audio board or ripped off a trace. Could have been repairable, but I thought I'd go for a new modern replacement board. And the power board had some brownouts where it would run for a while and then suddenly shut off. Couldn't fix that even with the recapping, so there was something wrong there as well. So I opted for a modern replacement with USB-C connector, which is fine. And also giving it a new shell, this lovely bright orange one which fits my phone. And you can have a look at the whole procedure by looking at the links in the video description, or I probably put something up here. That worked out fine. It's a very nice screen replacement and recapping experience. The screen looks much better nowadays with a modern IPS display. The display is from RetroKAI in France. They make pretty nice displays, I would say. Rather easy to install, quality is fine. So that's that. This one works absolutely fine. Then came along this one. Also got this for relatively cheap, I think 30 euros or something. It did not work due to the capacitors. So I did a live stream where I recapped it and it worked out of the box. I also gave it the LCD treatment, obviously, for better battery life, etc., etc. I could have kept it with the original display because that was still working, but I didn't. I know some people will say, oh, sacrilege. You have to keep the original screen, but I like them better with these displays, so to say. It also still has its original power board and soundboard because they just work. Also original shell because it's in still relatively nice condition. There's only very few minor scratches on the front lens. So I want to keep it original from the outside at least. But this one has one issue, so to say. There are sometimes horizontal stripes on the right-hand side of the screen. Let's see if we can actually make it visible. I need to tune the autofocus here, and maybe, not sure if we can make it look nice on the screen. I might have to take the brightness off a little bit. Let's see. Okay, you can see my capture setup basically here, and let's zoom in here on the right hand side. Sometimes you see bright flickering lights on there, right? So this is not normal. This should not happen. So why does this happen? I asked the people of RetroKAI, and they sent me this very nice email. They said the quartz of your VA0, because that's my board revision. There were at least 3 board revisions that I know of. VA0, which are both of these, which have 2 ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits. The VA1, which has 1 big ASIC, which combines both into 1 chip. And there was also at least a VA5 that I've never seen before. But I think in Germany, most commonly, you will find the VA0 boards. And there is a special jumper on the replacement screen, which you have to bridge for the VA0 board for exactly this reason. If you don't do that, you get these lines, but I bridged it and it still has this. So the authors of the screen said, my quartz on the board has lost its precision on the pixel clock. So what we have to do is we have to open up the bridge. We have to remove 1 resistor off of the LCD screen board, and we have to run a jumper wire from here to here. which is in between R14 and R13 on the main board. And also we have to bridge those two resistors together. Basically run a connection here and bridge them. And yeah, that should actually be everything that we need to do. Remove the bridge you made, remove the resistor as shown in the photo, solder a wire between R14 and R13 and the pad on the right of the magic screen. Yeah, here. So we will try to do that and see if this works. This is, of course, still working, and that's the only issue I can see, but it's a little bit annoying, especially when there's a lot of stuff going on the screen. You have these weird jagged lines. So let's open up the device and do the little modding. Open it is, and as you can see, this is the main PCB for the screen. The whole assembly consists of 3 parts: this main PCB, the screen itself with the flex connector, and on the other side there is a little PCB which aligns the 5 or 6 pins that you actually need for powering and data on the screen with the main board. The original screen uses many more connectors for whatever purposes, I don't even know, but you actually only need like half a dozen or so. There are a few more jumper wires necessary for screen brightness control, etc. But that's that. So R13 and R14 are here, so we have to bridge those and run a wire from here to here. We also have to remove the bridge that I made here, and we have to remove this resistor here. So let's fire up the iron and do exactly that, and we might need a little bit of flux as well. So I'm gonna turn this a little bit around so that I can reach better into there. I'm gonna put some flux on here, just a little bit to make things work more nicely. Also gonna grab some pincers to remove or help remove the resistor. It probably just comes off like that. There it is, but I can more easily grab it. This one here, and we are gonna remove this thing here. I put a little bit of wire, or let's say a little bit of a lead of a resistor as a bridge between the 2 pads. I'm not gonna clean off the excess flux because I don't need to, according to the instructions from the company Email Otto who make this flux. And last time I cleaned off the flux, some flux residue, as well as some alcohol from the cleaning got into the LCD screen, and well, it didn't destroy it, but you saw like cloudy patterns, and I don't want that anymore, which is not a good thing. And let's have a look. I should have some wire here. This is actually the wire that came with the screen, but you can use any small bits of wire. Let's cut it down to size. Something like this should be enough, and very carefully strip off little bit of the insulation at the ends. This wire here is so thin that it's hard using not a specialized stripping tool, which I do have, but I'm not sure if it works with these small wires. I think it's more for like bigger ones. And I'm gonna use a bit of solder to create a bridge here. At least I'm gonna try. Yes, we got a bridge between resistors R13 and R14. Nice big blob. And I think that should do the trick as well. Now we're gonna solder one end of the wire to the right pad of the jumper. Very carefully, not trying not to destroy, and that's in place, the RAM chip that's on here. And then we will have to attach the other end of the wire. I hope you can see that more or less. And then we will see if this operation was successful. Okay, looking good. So I'm trying to show it up close. Okay, so we removed this resistor here. We soldered one end of the wire to this pad on the right here on the jumper. And then we bridged R13 or 14 in the middle with a little bit of solder and attached the wire there as well. And that should do the trick. So let's roughly reassemble this whole thing and test it. Yeah, I turned it on and it looks pretty good. So far, I don't see any more of these horizontal stripes here. Game still works. I did forget to clean off the LCD, so I have a little bit of dust here, which you see when the background is dark. So I might have to open it up again and wipe it down with a very soft cloth or a brush. But yeah, this seems to have worked just fine. So thanks to RetroKAI for giving me the instructions. Would be nice. Maybe they have new instructions, but my old installation instructions didn't mention this workaround. I think with many boards it will not be necessary, but on mine it seems that the quartz is flaky. So yeah, this definitely did the trick. And yeah, this is cool. This is now back to fully working order, and we have two very perfect GameGears to play around with. So, thank you for watching this short video. Hope to see you soon. Please do like, share, and subscribe, the usual stuff. This helps out immensely, especially posting on social media. Spread the word if you're interested in all this retro stuff. Repairing or playing games or learning how to code, etc. Check out my channel, the other videos. If you want, you can also support me on Patreon, PayPal, or Ko-Fi, or become a YouTube channel member. Links are down in the video description as always. If you can't do that, still fine. Leave a comment, enjoy, and see you next time.